Hello everyone, and welcome to your second royal reading today here at MadWorldTarot. And for this one I have the Soulless Tarot on the tarot table. Bit of a scary tarot, bit of a dark tarot, because we're looking at a dark topic, and this is of workplace stress, bullying, all of those things that have been alleged in connection with Meghan, claimed in various articles, reports, things like that. And this is in the context of Ashley Hansen today. Today I'm looking at people who have hung out with the Parkles, sided with them, worked with them, supported them, and maybe the price that they've had to pay. I've already looked at Marcus Anderson and Scooby-Doo in the previous reading. Now I'm looking at Ashley Hansen because she's all in the news. She's the PR person, allegedly still the PR person, the one who tried to push Meghan off the red carpet and got a real the face of fury aimed at her, and she eventually quit and set up her own PR company, but still apparently has the Parkles on her books as maybe her only client. Anyway, she's been out and about on a couple of podcasts talking about working for Harry and Meghan, and this has sparked some interest because she's been talking about things like having to have therapy, Hoffman process, to be precise, and find herself again. And she's used words like war room, described how they didn't have an office for her at the Parkles at Mudslide Mansion. She had to work from home. Her home became the place where it all happened. This war room happened, and they frantically monitored and obsessively monitored social media and devised clapbacks and all of that stuff. Sound very stressful, it sound very toxic, but possibly the stressfulness, is that a word, and toxicity of the situation has been over-egged. Because the podcast has been deconstructed by H.D. Tudor. I haven't listened to it. I find it very difficult to listen to the women's voices on the podcast, but H.D. Tudor has done a very interesting video. He's deconstructed it, and he seems to think that this was the most toxic work environment ever. But some people are saying, no. She wouldn't be saying that on a podcast. She would have NDAs. It would be career suicide. She's still running the team that does the Parkle PR. It's not as bad as it's been made out to be. So we're going to have a look. That's a long preamble. With the Soulless Tarot, we're going to see what her relationship is like with Harry and Meghan now. And we're going to ask how it was before she quit and set up her own company. And we're going to ask about the therapy. Why did she have to have therapy? What was the outcome of the therapy? She's put it out there in the public domain, so I feel it's okay to discuss it here on YouTube and with tarot. And then we're going to ask about the fact that she's gone live on the podcast. I want to know about that. Why is she doing that? What was the vibe of that? And also possibly as a source talking to the Glossies, Vanity Fair, that kind of thing, because there was a witch hunt on at one stage for who the source might be, and there was speculation. One of the staff at least was allegedly in therapy for something like a year, so we want to know about that. I want to know whether she quit or was fired, because there is that question as well. Of about a week ago there was a rumor that she was fired by Harry and Meghan, so I want to know that and what the long-term relationship is going to be like. So a bit of a complex reading, a lot of questions. They don't necessarily flow that easily from one to the other. I've got them written down so universe knows what I'm up to, and I think let's get to it. Two of Swords showing itself there. Okay, let's get to it. Tarot, of course, for fun and entertainment, or my opinion, or speculation. Just read energy and disclaimer in the box below. And as I say, theme today is maybe the price you have to pay. Hoffman process, over $5,000 for, I think it's a week, to go and discover your or heal from your trauma, and she had to do that. And don't have to say allegedly, because she is the source of that inflammation, interestingly. 7 of Cups in reverse. That's the cold moment of truth card when it's in reverse. Upright, you've still got options. You still believe the spin, the PR, the pie in the sky. You still invested in that whole kind of narrative. But when the card's in reverse, no, you see it for what it is. Finally, you realize that you've run out of road basically in the situation, whatever you're in. So I think she's dealing with reality now as reality really is. She might have bought the BS for quite a long time, and if you've ever been involved with a narcissist at whatever level, work life, personal life, family member, whatever, you will know that even the most intelligent people can be caught up, and generally the most perceptive people can be caught up in the spin and the BS and not believe the evidence of their own eyes, even when everyone else is telling them to believe the evidence of their own eyes. So that's an interesting energy that has shown up. 7 of Cups in reverse finally seems to have penetrated the reality of the situation, possibly of working for Meghan Markle. Situation we're dealing with? What are we dealing with today? We're dealing with the 3 of Cups and it's in reverse. That is a falling out card. Upright, friends, partying, celebrating, having a good time. She might have thought that they were friends, that lifelong friends, that it was a really supportive kind of relationship. It's in reverse. I don't believe that she continues to feel that way, and that is of course just me speculating and expressing my opinion. So let's have a look at relationship with Harry and Meghan, and particularly Meghan right now for Ashley. Where is this relationship right now? Oh, it's the Moon. Fear and doubt and insecurity and distrust. That friendship is well over, with the 3 of Cups in reverse and the Moon card for our current status of the relationship. Distrust, suspicion, not clear. I don't think she really knows where she stands in this relationship right now, and she's probably quite afraid, and it could be mutual. I'm reading Ashley's energy really, but Meghan could also be suspicious of Ashley and what's she up to and what does she know, what's she going to say. That's put a very interesting spin on this reading for me. It makes HT Tudor's take on the situation maybe more plausible than those people who are saying, nah, it's fine. She wasn't saying bad things at all about working, particularly for Meghan. So how was the situation before she left and set up her own business, PR business? Got the Tower. Wow, so bad. And we did hear that she quit at some stage after that red carpet moment when she tried to push Meghan along because, you know, actual celebrities were being held up while Meghan preened and posed and just couldn't have enough of it. Poor Ashley probably caught it big time. I remember that vividly, that moment. I read on it at the time. It looks like that was a big turning point for her. And possibly the moment when she had to set off and go to therapy, because the Tower is all fall down. It's a catastrophe. It's a sudden kind of catastrophe. And if you're talking about a relationship and your own mental health and the consequences of being in possibly speculating a toxic relationship, then the Tower comes along and it's a shock. Something came crashing down when she left. It all went very badly wrong. Scrambling to save something, to salvage something, which is why the Tower card is in reverse. Desperately trying to salvage something from the wreckage, which is how, and allegedly Meghan put money into this company as part of her investment portfolio. And yes, you can all have a good laugh at the notion of Meghan's investment portfolio, those handbags, that mushroom coffee, whatever else, Ashley Hansen's PR firm, 3 Gates something or other, I think it's called. Anyway, very bad. I've got 2 extremely negative cards on the tarot table for her relationship with Meghan. mainly Megan. So let's have a look at the therapy situation. Why did she have to resort to therapy? I've already got the moon and the tower on the tarot table. So what in particular? Six of Swords, and it's in reverse. Just never able to have a peaceful moment. And this is what allegedly she said in the podcast. As I say, I'm going on what H.T. Tudor is reporting. The Six of Swords is moving away from conflict to more peaceful energy. A time when you can actually just go and have a quiet moment and recover and rest, leave your cares behind you. And it's particularly mental struggles, communication energy, because it's swords. She was never able to have a quiet moment. Her work day just never stopped. And it's just giving me that impression of emails, messages, phone calls, just a barrage, so that she was never able to turn her phone off. She was never able to decompress, to switch off, to have family time, me time, just shut down for a day, let alone a weekend or a holiday or anything like that. It never stopped. That is my opinion, and that is also what we heard about the palace staff and what their complaints were around working for Megan. One in particular, I vaguely remember Megan phoning her on a Friday night. She was out with her friends and something had happened. I can't remember what now, but Megan just phoned and phoned and phoned and phoned and phoned. Harry as well. They just harassed this woman all weekend about whatever was going on. Terrible and very toxic behavior. If this is true, we don't know. We're speculating. We are reading tarot here for fun and entertainment. How did it go? Is she all right now? Basically, outcome of it. Is she better? Seven of Swords gave her the impetus to leave, because the Seven of Swords is about leaving, ghosting, disappearing, running away, hiding. It's all that kind of energy. Under cover of darkness, and we have the moon on this tarot table, disappearing. I think it gave her the incentive, the impetus, the self, I won't even say self-confidence, because it's not a confident card, the Seven of Swords. It's, for me, a cowardly energy, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way to Ashley Hansen. I mean it in the sense of you have to do it. I'm getting a bit of what was her name, the Dawson's Creek girl whose father arranged for her to disappear from Tom Cruise's life. Can't remember her name now. Kate somebody. Anyway, I'm getting the same kind of energy, that it had to be prepared quietly, behind the scenes, strategically, so that she could disappear. It's follow-on energy from the Six of Swords to the Seven of Swords. Disappearing, but disappearing quietly, sneakily. And again, I don't mean that in a defamatory way, in a demeaning way. I mean that that's the only way she was able to do it, to save herself. And I hope that you understand that, and I hope that you understand that I don't mean this negatively for Ashley. I mean it in the sense of self-preservation, and I am just reading energy and expressing opinion. So let's look at why she's doing this, talking about her working conditions now on this podcast. What's going on with that? Is it good news or bad news? 10 of Wands in reverse. She's over. She's done. 10 of Wands is the burden card, the heavy burden, all by yourself, struggle, struggle, struggle. In reverse, put the burdens down, can't anymore. She's venting. She really is venting. So the people who said, nah, she would have an NDA, or this would be career suicide, she would never do that. She's feeling that she can now put her burdens down, unburden herself, literally. So that's very interesting. Maybe the tide has turned and enough people have said enough or negative things about Meghan and Harry that she feels safe now in doing this without there being consequences. What about the Glossies, the Vanity Fair and all of that? Was she involved in any of that as a source? 4 of Wands. I don't think so. I don't think that she would have risked that. The 4 of Wands is happy home, all good here. Don't look here, look over there. if she did it really so secretly that Meghan and Harry will never be able to prove it. With that Four of Wands, it's, no, everything's fine here. I'm very happy. It's great working for them. She said this on the podcast. It was lovely going to their house. It was calm and peaceful and hospitable and wonderful. All the chaos and all the drama happened at her house. Also terrible. So I think she's unburdening now. Why? We're getting to the what should be first in this reading, but for some reason I decided to do this right at the end. Fired or quit? What's going on? Did she get fired? Did she quit? What's happening? I've got Two of Wands. It's still in a partnership. And she did say this in the podcast, apparently. From those who did listen, she said she runs the team that does the Parkle PR, meaning she's at arm's length now. It's not happening in her house anymore. That's how I'm reading this situation. Two of Wands is a team, is planning, partnership, quite business-like PR. Wands are very PR, but doing it in a way that for her is manageable. That's what I'm getting from it. So I'm not getting fired or quit. Not there. But I am getting needing to vent about things, that she's feeling comfortable enough that she can vent about things now, which in itself is very interesting, and in itself tells me that Meghan's power has massively reduced to the power that she once wielded over Ashley and over the whole of social media, as we all know who put ourselves out there on social media. So let's move to the last card of this reading, and it is ongoing long-term, what's going to happen with Ashley and Meghan, working for Meghan. Where is it headed? We've got the Magician and it's in reverse. That's the end of that. It's a PR card, Major Arcana. The Magician is all about the spin, all about selling a narrative, all about making something out of nothing. That's in reverse. So it tells me that at some stage it's going to become impossible. That's the energy that's coming through. That's the word that's nudged itself into my mind. It's going to be impossible for her to carry this on, to carry this pretense on of Meghan as whatever brand Meghan is trying to present herself as at the moment. And she seems to have let go of American Riviera Orchard and latched onto the whole new one now as ever. And so that kind of a situation. You've got a Netflix show coming out, an 8-part Netflix show coming out in just a couple of weeks called With Love, Meghan, and you're now branding yourself as ever. It becomes untenable for her, ultimately, for Ashley. You can't put a lipstick on this pig anymore. It's done. That's and it's going to be a big deal for Ashley, because I think probably her only client at this stage. I'm speculating, I don't know, maybe she's got millions of clients and is doing fantastically well, but it's a big card, the Magician, and to be in reverse for a PR firm, to lose that client, to say, no, I can't fix this anymore, I can't come up with any strategies for you anymore, I'm done, I'm out of here. It's a big loss, it's a big setback. That is, of course, my opinion. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow.